Okay, so the next thing we're doing is put in the rafters and the purlin information. Those are the braces that go up underneath the rafters to support them, to keep them from sagging. And so what we're going to do is we have to find out where our framing is coming off of. There's going to be a point somewhere in the house, like here, or here, or here, or here, or here. It's usually on the back corner where all of our joists and rafters are pulled from. And you can see right here, it's been mirrored, so we're going to mirror it back again. It says pull dimensions from rear of house, and that's not what I'm looking for actually. What I'm looking for is where it says pull joists and rafters from this point. And since they don't have it, then I'm going to create it. So we're going to go back to mine, and I'm going to change this text. I'm going to explode this, and now we're going to change the text and say pull joists, rafters from this corner. Alright, so this is in the text layer. That's okay, that's fine, because the first people to read this are going to be the framers, so it should be on the PLN1 sheet. We're going to copy this now and pull it over to the roof plan. We're going to leave it in the same corner, but this time we're going to change it to text roof, right there, text roof. Now we know that when the roof plan is on, it'll show up. What we're going to do to put the joists, the rafters, excuse me, in. Well, before we do that, I forgot, we have to also include the fireplace, and there is a fireplace in this house, so we're going to go back to the plan, and it says direct vent. Well, for now, we'll go ahead and leave that as a direct vent, which means we do not have to have that chimney. But if we did, what I would do here is just go to this corner here, you can kind of estimate it, and draw a square that's 32 inches by 32 inches, 32 inches, and close. That's about the size of a good chase. And we'd come over to this corner, again a solid corner that's not changed, and place it here. Alright, see that? So that would be where a chimney could go. If you wanted, what we could do as well is grab this text here and just say optional chimney, and go ahead and draw it. We're going to turn off, or freeze, no, turn off the R wall layer. Okay. Now that lets us put the rafters in as a hatch without the rafter walls getting in the way. We know that our intersection is 12 inches and 18 inches off the corner, so we're just going to draw a little circle. That's going to be, I'll make it 1 inch. You could also maybe just draw a line like that. We know that this is the point we're going to be drawing everything from. The next step is easy. We just go to rafters, rafters, and we do a hatch. We're going to go to ANSI 31, that's the standard angle. The angle we're going to do for the rafters that go front and back is a 45-degree angle, and the scale for rafters that are 24 inches on center is 192. Don't worry about why, just know that it's 192 for this exercise. And we are going to do a specified origin, and we're going to click the new origin, and it's this point. Then we're going to send to the back, use the current layer, and pick points. So everything that's all the rafters that run forward and backwards is what we're going to select. So here, 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 even this little roof up front, and this little roof up front here, and hit OK. Now what that means is that every rafter has been placed on a 24-inch increment from this point all the way across. No matter what, if I measure to any of them, it's going to fall. And again, that's because when the guys lay out their studs on the wall, they're going to be putting their studs here all the way across on 24-inch increments. Those are the studs right there. And then the joists go on top of that. And then they're also doing it this way too. That's where the studs are here. So that's why we have to have the rafters all line up. And if we continue this across, you will see that it keeps on matching up. You see how these all are underneath the studs. That's the purpose of why we're doing this. Alright, so we did the front and backs. Now we're going to do the left and rights. And all we do is change it to a 315 angle. 90 degrees off of the last one. And then we come and we well, before we do that, let's just make sure, I like to make sure every time because sometimes it switches on us. We want that same origin, and now we're going to pick all the other roofs. Here, 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 here and here, here and here. Enter, enter. And there we have all of the rafters. And again, if we were to measure from this point to any of these here, we would see it is on 24-inch increments. If we went to that point, it's about right here, and we come up here, we are right at 50 feet. Now we turn our walls back on, and we have all of our rafter walls. Now we have to label what heights they're at. You can see they did it here. Okay, going to grab this, and I like to just change it to a 10'1" plate, just because it is actually more like 10'1". It's about 10'1" and an eighth, but don't worry about the eighth. 10'1" plate, and we can copy this all around because this house has 10'1" plates almost every side. Not the gable ends though. Gable ends don't have plate heights. Grab this one and put it on this here, and this here, and here. And this is a very easy roof for that simple fact that everything is a 10-foot plate. We again do not label gable ends because they are going up and down. So then we want to go ahead and make sure we have all our dimensions in place. We had a couple of them already placed, but we can, if you're going to add them yourself, what you have to do is go to dim roof right there, and you can see if I grab this, if I do my own dimension right here, it's going to say 1'6". So one thing we can do is go to whole inch, and that will do numbers. Makes it a little bit quicker, looks cleaner on the roof overhangs. 18-inch, whole inch. And here we're going to, again, we change this one to 12-inch. We have two overhangs here. One is to the fascia board, that's where the gutter is, and this one is to the gable. So one is 10-inch and one is 18-inch. Again, on this side, two overhangs. One is to where the gutter is, the fascia board, that's horizontal, and this one is to the gable. Add one here. And I think we might, oh, we're up here. Then we have to add the purlin. So we're just going to copy this purlin. And the rule for purlin is from a solid point, which is a plate right here, to another solid point, which is a ridge, or any other wall that we know is already there. We only want to run 10 feet measured horizontally without having any braces. So if we go to here, that distance is 24 feet. That means we're going to have two purlin in that, because if we only went in the middle, it would be 12 and 12, and that's too long. So we're going to put this purlin about here. It doesn't have to be exact, because they're not going to measure it. It just needs to show that they need to have a purlin somewhere in that area. And then another one about here. We want to run the ends all the way through. And we only have to go about here, because like this rafter here, if we measured it, that one's 14 feet, so that one should be included. If we get to this one, that one's 10 feet, so that one's okay. Same with this one here, 13 feet. We don't have to be exact, and then as long as the purlin are no more than 10 feet apart, and then this one here is 9'7", and this one here and here is 7'9". That's good enough. Again, the guys in the field will get that figured out. Let's see. We want to go from here to here about 10 feet. That's only 7 feet, so we're going to move this up 36 inches. And then trim these ends off. Or you can just do a break command. And let's see where else. Here we need one up here. Yeah, we need one right here.
This is Melanie. Hello? Hello?
That goes here. I'll pause for a moment.
Hello?
Alright, so finishing up the purlin. This one I think I'm going to need two, because it's more than 20 feet. Yeah, it's 24 feet, so we'll just put one down here, stretch this over, and then copy it. 111 inches. 111 inches is almost 10 feet, so that's always a safe number if you're trying to stay under 10 feet. And then I should be able to copy this over here as well, like that. Looks like we're going to need a purlin here. Trim it off of this one here. Trim, trim, trim. And then mirror this to the other side. It's the quickest way to do that. Let's see, any of these more than 10? Yep, so we're going to need a purlin here. And on these I just kind of split the difference. It's good enough. Oops. Okay, copy this guy over here. Alright. Let's see if any of these are more than 10. That one's 12. So yeah, I think we could use a purlin over here. And probably another one here. Like that. And then we will mirror that as well. Purlin, purlin everywhere. Alright, again, let me check this distance. That's 9 foot 10. We're good. Alright. I think we are about done. And I look at the old one to see if I just kind of glance at this to see if there was anything on these that they had that I don't have, and it looks like I'm good. I have everything. So this is the final roof. Now what we're going to do next is the modification of the exterior elevations. So I'm just moving these things over to give myself room to do two things. First, I'm going to copy this over to our final location, which will be right here. That's our final roof. Put these notes next to it. And then I'm going to turn this into a block. You could also turn it into an object or assembly or whatever, just to create it as one thing. I just create random things just to make it easy to grab and move around. Convert to a block. So now, no matter what I do, it's gonna be that. So that's the roof, and this stays with this item now. So when we get to the point where we're going to draw the exteriors, which we can do now, what we will do is copy the floor plan like this over here, and then take the roof, and we're going to put it next to it for now. And the next video will be on how we take the floor plan and the roof plan and update or create all the exterior elevations.